Hello, everyone. Good day and welcome to One Global Movement Building Hopes and Dreams. Speak with Heart, where we come together to help children, young people, and women defeat hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, and all other social challenges that face them worldwide. Do you hear me clearly, sister?
Yes, I do. You're clear.
Okay. Yes, and first of all, I apologize. I wasn't present here on Wednesday, but it's because of certain things that I was doing in the community, which we will be talking about, especially those of us here on the panel, so that we always have to revisit and see what we can do better and see what we can add, what we can subtract. So we're going to be doing that. But thank you guys so much for always being here to support children. And I want to thank you, Sister Yvonne, for being the anchor lady all by yourself last Wednesday. And I didn't mean to do that, but sometimes it's so hard for me to do those things. That's why we're going to be trying to revisit things and see what we can do better so that things will
Thank
be
you,
okay.
sister.
But
Thank
I
you.
thank
Yes.
you. I thank all the supporters. I thank the managing director and everyone that is here to support children. We are here for a reason. We're not just here because we want to be here. We are here because we have been called and assigned to serve. And to serve is to serve humanity, beginning with the most vulnerable, which are the children, the young people, and women. And the world is in a state of confusion and chaos. If you are watching the news and other things, please, please, please brace yourself with patience and peace, and and tell yourself that you're going to listen to news, but you're going to turn it around and do something better with it. Not to get angry, otherwise you'll get angry and then you get sick, and things are not going to change unless we put ourselves in the state of calmness and peace and then begin to work towards these things in order to change them one step at a time. So let's spend our energy on the positive things, on what we are doing. I know that we all are doing something in our own unique ways, in our own individual ways. Let us continue to do that. But first, let's take care of ourselves. When you take
Mhm.
care of yourself, you will be able to take care of your family. You cannot help a child when you are unable to help yourself. Me, myself, I always have to remind myself about that because I always have a lot to do with this one global movement, especially building a foundation is not easy. And when there is the resources are not yet there to start relegating some of these responsibilities, so that's what we do. But that's what everything that we do in life takes. It takes you to do the work, to do whatever it requires to build that foundation before you can start relegating some of those responsibilities. But I want to thank each and every one of you here. You are highly appreciated, and I can never thank you enough for what you are doing, because without you I would not be here, and without me, I think you will not also be there. So we were called to work together as one in our own unique ways while appreciating one another. And so thank you so much. And last Wednesday, I know it was a lot on Sister Yvonne, and we always have to say a word or two to the universe, to maybe you call them nyoko, like I will call it my dialect or my parents' dialect, or you call them Yahweh, or maybe to some internal force that is you, or whatever you call it. But it's always a great thing because we did not come out of accident. That is the only way that I know, that I was taught, that I was brought up, and that's the way that I've been living my life. So let us just bow down our head and say it in your own way. But this is the way that I suggest. But you can fit in your own way into this way, and it becomes so unique because we all are different. So, Heavenly Father, giver of every good gift, we come before you with hearts full of gratitude, lifting up the mission of One Global Movement to nourish, to educate, and to empower. Lord, as you have promised in your word, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly. We pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest, and bless the hands that cultivate the fields, the hearts that prepare the meals, and the communities that gather to share them. May no child sleep hungry, no mother weep in despair, and no dream fade for lack of nourishment. Father, let our gardens yield abundance. the garden of our hearts, the garden of our families, the garden of these children, the garden of our environment, the garden of our communities, that we may feed not only the body, but also the soul, our minds. Just as you provided manna in the wilderness, Lord, we are asking that you provide for every child, every mother, every father, every family, every home, every table, and every nation in need. And we all are in need, but we know that we have plenty. Lord, come into us and help us to share what we have, because there is enough for everyone. No one should be able to hoard things for themselves while forgetting about the mother that is running to go and look for food, or crying, throwing her hands in the air, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from. Lord, One Global Movement stands as a mantle of hope, calling to break the chains of hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, abuse, discrimination. Strengthen our hands to to serve, our voices to advocate, and our spirit to believe in the miracle of provision. Most importantly, to take action even when we don't know what we are doing, to take action even when we don't have the resources, to take action even when we know that they might tell us no, but we should never ever take no for a no, because a no is just a way of saying you need to do better so that you can get to better. We declare that every seed sown in faith will produce a harvest of plenty, that where there was lack, or there is lack, there will be abundance. Where there was despair, or there is despair, there will be joy. And where there was division, and there is division, there will be unity among us. I pray for One Global Movement supporters all over the world. I pray for fathers, for parents. I pray for the panelists here. I pray for those that are directing us here. I pray for everyone that is even thinking about helping children or coming here to One Global Movement, Lord, that you will help them and you will give them the grit, the resilience, the patience that is needed to do this, because nothing is done out of rushness. Nothing is done out of always crying of lack, but to say, I am going to do it and I'm going to fail my way to success. And Lord, in your divine grace, oh Lord, let our mission flourish like a well-watered garden, feeding both body and soul now and for generations to come. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, today we are going to be talking about our beautiful Malala, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your little girl, our little girl here.
That's our little girl, yes.
So now, and One Global Movement, Mantle of Hope Revolution Part 314, celebrating Women's History Month. I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. That
Yes.
is such a beautiful, beautiful quote. I
Yes.
raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. And in order to understand this, we're going to, that is Malala Yousafzai. That's her quote. And we should have put that there, but that is by Malala Yousafzai. And we have been talking about Malala a lot. And Malala is a young woman. And who is she? We need to know a little bit about Malala. And we've been talking about her a lot, but we always have to remind ourselves about who she is and why we choose to focus on her. Remember that we are here dealing with children and young people in particular. And Malala is a young woman, and it's been years since an assassination attempt was made on her life, because she chose to advocate for education for all, particularly women, young women. She chose to do that, and an attempt was made to assassinate her. But she survived that, and guess what? She is advocating and working towards that. She works with the United Nations. Hopefully, she's still working there. She's advocating for education first, and we have a campaign here that I wrote, actually five that we're going to be using around the world. Education first.
Mhm.
Education first for every child. particularly the young woman, because young women are denied a lot of things in the world. Young women go through a lot, and even from the biological standpoint, young women go through a lot that their needs are not being met. They go through a lot, and in order to meet their needs, people lure them into situations that are not good for them. Because imagine a young girl who is hungry, not just the hunger to fill her stomach or to eat, but the hunger to use some sanitary materials for herself, and she doesn't get it. And somebody says, "I can offer this to you if you do this." What next? This is how they are being lured. So Malala chose education for every young person. Every child deserves education, and her ideology of education is not just any kind of education. Quality education, education that is accessible to all, education that is giving choices so that people can choose. Let me bring Melanie in. Welcome, Melanie. so, so it is so important that we educate children, but we cannot educate children without educating ourselves. And when Malala is talking about education here, it's not just classroom or formal education, skill education, informal education, and it starts from the home. It starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with all the parents, it starts with all the caregivers, it starts with all the adults around these children. And that is where it starts. And the education starts with moral education. When you do not teach a child moral education, no matter what they teach that child in school, it is not going to stick. That child will still end up being unhappy. We're teaching that child that moral education is paramount. What is your moral education? What is your cultural education? How were you raised? Sometimes our parents, depending on their condition, did not raise us the way that they were supposed to, but we still applaud them for what they did. And being that this is Women's Month, we brought Malala to talk about the work that she is doing in the world. So this is so important. Education first for the child, more so education first for the female child. And we should put it in practice so that we cannot keep singing this thing, but it is not being done. We want to be able to be putting these things into practice. So what are you doing with your own initiative? What are you doing with the goal and dreams that God put in you is what we are talking. What are you doing in your family? What are you doing in your community? When you do it in your family, you do it in your community, and then we all do the same thing. Before you know, we are transforming the world in ways. So let us talk about Malala's quote here. I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. She's advocating for the downtrodden. She's advocating for the oppressed. She's advocating for those young women that education has been denied them. She's advocating for those women that are forced, young girls forced into marriages. They choose marriage for them and force them to go with somebody that is not even of their own choice. She is advocating for them. She's advocating for skills. What do you watch your child wanting to do from birth? That's when you start investing. Skill education. She is advocating for an abolition of the kind of tradition that is pushing young women into marriages instead of education, and also to eliminate it. She's advocating for customs and traditions that go against young women. You know, genital mutilation, breast grinding, a lot of other things. She's advocating for a lot of things. We see a lot of kind of tattoos that people are putting that will sometimes will bring infection. She's advocating for a lot, but it has to start with education. Education, education, education. So I'll let my panelists contribute. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Okay, sister. I'll just say education, as you ended there, it's for two sets of people, isn't it? It's for the generation that needs to open their eyes, and it's for so you're talking about really a broad spectrum of education, isn't it? Because the education for the young people are going to be different than, as I said, I saw a story where the young woman went back to her village and she respectfully but firmly spoke to her elders, the ancestors, and got them to say certain things would stop. but she didn't shove it down their face. She wasn't disrespectful. So education can come in so many different forms, as you just say. There's going to be academic education, but there's going to be education, just world education. And it can be done. It's just how you do it. And as you said at the end of the prayer, we're talking about unity. And that involves respect for the other person. And that is so important. I am not a fan of the yelling and screaming. That's what Malala is saying. She's not shouting just so she can be heard, right? She's shouting so she can bring whatever needs to be done to the forefront, and she sticks with that. She didn't get up one morning and say, I'm going to be, no, a series of things made her into what she is, and then that's how she found her purpose. And yes, she's still working with the United, as you said. But the thing is, all of us can know that that's how purpose is, right? That's how it finds us sometimes. We don't go seeking for it. And she's doing a very good job, and so are you, and anybody who's committed. But the thing is, it is collaborative. It has got to be. We cannot leave anybody out, right? As John is always saying, for the boys as well. But you know what I'm saying, right? We have to work together. So I think it's a beautiful thing that we have people like yourself and others who are saying it's a work together kind of situation. You can't go to the government and say, make this law and it's not going to work. It's not a top-down thing. It has to be from the ground up. So I'll just let Sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear from our beautiful Melanie.
She's not ready.
Hello.
Sister Melanie. Hi.
Yes, I am ready. I am ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I come as I am. Thank you, sisters.
Hello.
I was talking. We are talking about the voice without a voice. I was just talking. I'm late because I grew up with my cousin on the phone, and we were talking about the same sort of things that are going on, the experiences, challenges, and it's education in itself because we are learning from each other.
Right.
And we fall in the habit of thinking, oh, we're going to keep private. It's good because I'm a private person too. And there are times when it's not about me, but it stems from sharing our experience, right? Our experiences. There are times when I confide in people and then the confidence was shattered in a way, right? So sometimes we have to listen to other people. We have to listen to their experiences. We have to listen to the challenges that they had, children as well as even parents and adults, because the world in itself now, it's a tough world we live in. It's getting worse. It's getting tougher and tougher. And if we don't stick together and share our experiences, because sometimes we hold back, like I said, you wondering, who should I speak with? Who should I share it with? Right? Who should I confide in? Okay? So the more we hold back is the more we hurt ourselves. So we have to come together collaboratively as a group, listen to each other's stories. And that's how we educate each other. Like we listen to what they went through, the tests, the challenges they had for the day or the month or the year. And we put that into perspective with ours together, like we draw up a plan. We come up with a way, what can we do to help each other? Because I always talk about us, because I believe in group teams. I believe in teams. I believe in doing things together. I alone cannot do it, Sister Yvonne, you know that. The two sisters there. Because we fail if we do it alone, right? So more and more in this life, I'm looking at the way of togetherness, collaborate each other's ideas, collaborate each other's experiences. We can take those and put them maybe in, and I don't mean to write a book, but put them into something, into use. And then we say, okay, we are going to help to do something with what we hear, what we take from each other. And that's how we better ourselves and better others, especially our kids who are coming, because a lot of our kids are going through rough times. Societal, the values are depreciating, and the kids are turning to, the ropes. Sorry about that. The kids are turning, you know what I mean by the ropes. The kids are turning to the pills,
Yep.
so
They're
that they
turning to
don't have
all
to.
kinds of things. It's very sad. I was
Yes, so
telling,
they don't have,
sorry to
right.
share, but I was telling Sister Mundih, I sent her something that about a young lady, and I know it's a cry for help, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so they don't have to wake up the next day. Even
Yep.
I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes I'm not one who believe in those things, but sometimes I am praying to God in my when I wake up in the morning. I am thankful, but I'm saying, does it have to be that way, Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have
Absolutely.
to be that way? You can see the world, you can see what the challenge after challenge after challenge. Why? And
Mm-hmm.
there's people who are doing wickedness and they're being promoted. It's
Mm-hmm.
not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
So our education in this type of life, when people are losing their homes, people are on the streets, people are there's good and there's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that the bad outweighs the good now in this world. I'm looking at it. God knows, because he said when he comes, I can attest, when he comes, how many will he meet that are faithful? He said not one.
Mm-hmm.
It is sad. It is sad. And I'm speaking from what I know from the heart. I'm not God's servant. I'm not a disciple. I'm not anything. I'm just Melanie. But from what I'm seeing, not even the news, what I'm seeing in my own, right beside me, what I'm seeing, it is not good. People are squealing on each other for them to go up there so they can be under the brown nose. Why?
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to live together. We're supposed to take each other's experience and help. This is
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be in this life. Help each other. They come with a problem, instead of going to shoo like say, Sister Yvonne, did you hear what happened? Let us see how we can help that person. Let
Mm-hmm.
us pull our weights together. Whether
Yep.
it's to donate $10,
Mm-hmm.
each 100 people here. I'm not saying there's 100 here, but if 100 people get together to put $10 each, we can say, here, this is to pay something. We do it for the next person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is how I believe life should be, happier for each person, because we are saying we're waiting for the bushels of apples. We don't know how long. We
No.
don't.
We
We
should be.
believe, yeah, we believe in the company. Yes, we believe in Ash. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking about Ash, but I'm thinking if we do our due diligence, our part, and we are doing it behind the back end for children as well, but we can do it for the adults sometimes. The adults themselves are hurting, but they
Mm-hmm.
have to look after children.
Mm-hmm.
So why not start something? Well, like I mentioned about the YouTube stuff, Sister Yvonne, where we can, when you're having your little lives, we can put in $10. $10 goes a long way. I'm just saying 10, but we can do more if we want to.
Yes.
5 goes a long way. So if
Yeah.
people contribute, you know what you can have in your hand to send to somewhere. The next time we do it again, we send it to somewhere. This is how we educate.
Yep.
Yesterday I went to Canada. Day before I went to Sister Yvonne, Canadian Tire. Sister Yvonne Finn. Mundih doesn't know. So they have the seeds, all kinds of seeds, and I used to pass by that little rack. There's about 2 racks, and there's all the different seeds, the kale, the whatever it is. So I stopped day before yesterday, and I pick up a couple. About 10 of them, I said, times 2 something, it doesn't hurt my pocket. I don't have much, but I pick up a set of them. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, whoever it goes to, then at least they have seeds.
That's good.
They can spread, let it grow somewhere, and then give one or two plants to somebody. And this is how it multiplies. This is how
Absolutely.
we start. This is where we start. And this is how we educate and help.
Yep.
Because education is in helping someone,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Education is in helping. So if we don't help someone and they're unaware of what's going on, or they're lacking something, how are we educating them? We educated them by helping them, so they in turn can be a happy type person, and they'll say, okay, I know what happened the last time, so I'll do something for the next person. And that's how it goes. It's like we're exchanging hands,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That
All
is so
right.
wonderful. Thank you guys so much. We've been saying this and we're going to do it. We're waiting for the monetization of the YouTube, and so that the things will be channeled the appropriate way. We are already here we the women here, we are 7 of us. Why don't we start in our various places where we come from? That's how we started. We're not going to go outside. We have to start from home. And home is where we come from, you know. So we look and we have to go through other organizations that are there so that everything is channeled the right way and documented the right way. So because I believe in that, when we do that, things will go well. So we're going to do that. And that is why we are here. Working together is exactly what we are showing here. If
Exactly.
me alone, look at some of the days that I will not even come here. Like last Wednesday, Sister Yvonne says, I'm not I'm not gonna I said, no,
Don't let this be a habit. I'm not taking over. No,
don't
thank
make it a
you.
habit. No, I'm not taking over, but she's taking over. She's been taking over for a long time. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So,
I know you know what I mean.
yes.
No,
So
but
she was
seriously,
there, and the other 4 ladies they joined, including
yeah,
the managing director,
yeah.
everywhere, including in the United States of America, kids are going through hell. Okay?
Esther,
Everywhere. So now we're going to do that, Melanie. We're going to do that. Because when we do that now, what program? We have to do it through program. We're not just giving money just like that.
Nope.
We want to make sure that, okay, if we contribute this $10, for instance, we channel it through a nonprofit. What are they going to do? We make sure that you who is from that area, you monitor and make sure that they are growing what is given them, so that they grow themselves and grow their children. So we're going to do that, but it starts with us here, just like you say. I was raised with the spirit of Ubuntu. I am a family-oriented person. I can never dwell without my family. Every day I communicate with my family every single day. And that is so important. We have to do that. Doesn't mean that you're getting along with that family. No. So long as they are not hurting you, or like hurting you in a bad way, they're not hurting themselves, continue to show them that love, continue to help them. Sometimes if it's a family that is so negative, that is still hurting you psychologically and emotionally, you can love them from far away, but they are still family, because there's a reason why God put us together. So the spirit of Ubuntu, it's so important, because I would not be here. Look at what our CEO did by bringing this family, because he understands that principle, the spirit of Ubuntu. That's why he did that. Style is left for us now, like we are doing here. We're doing it. We're doing it, but we have to do it in substance, not just words. And I know that you guys are already doing it in your own individual, unique initiatives, like I am already doing with One Global Movement in different areas. But now we need to start contributing. Life waits for no one. We're waiting.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, you don't know if we're going to get up from bed or not. When we get up, we say, Lord, thank you. Help me to serve you today by serving other people with all my heart, whether it is your speech, whether it is your walking, whether it is food, whatever. Because when I say these things, I'm a crybaby. It bothers me because I see the way that women and children are suffering. They're really suffering.
yes.
And it's not because they don't have, because the world has been put in such a confusion that who suffers? It's the mother and the child. The mother, why? Why? There is plenty. But now that plenty, greed and power it has taken over, we have to come on the ground and do what is necessary. Not fighting with anybody, not seizing things from anybody, not helping the mother that is confused, doesn't even know. Maybe the food is just around the corner, but she doesn't even know how to get there because she's so confused. She's been traumatized. Children have been traumatized. This is not what we want. You know,
And
I,
that
I have done wrong things, bad things. I have wronged people. You have. Everybody has. But let
Oh,
us apologize to ourselves first, to the other, and we move on. No one knows it all. But when we come together, we can begin to do. We are doing it, Melanie. We're going to do that. I'm going to after my summit, I am going to meet one young man that is going to help me do those things, so that,
website.
and then pretty soon we will be just doing it from YouTube. We will be broadcasting only from the YouTube. You see
Right.
that? Yes,
Mhm.
instead of going through StreamYard, we'll be broadcasting from the YouTube, because that is where things will become better and better. you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we will still all be involved because you guys will still be talking. Maybe sometimes it's talking, you record it, we put it on YouTube. We all have to get involved. Me alone, I can't because I get tired sometimes, and then I lose a lot of sleep. But I have to remind myself, like Sister Yvonne is always on my back. You need to rest. You need to get rest. She's always like that big sister. I say, no, you need to go here. You need to listen. So, which is good. So yeah. So in the case of Malala, is advocating for everyone, particularly the young. Age does not matter. That's what she's saying here. Because she was a young girl. She's still young. She's our daughter. She
Mm-hmm.
says age does not matter. To make a difference, it takes just one person with a heart full of gold, one person that has a purpose, one person that knows who they are, what they were born to do, one person that knows who they are. You go ahead, knowing that there are challenges. We have seen a lot of people around the world, or some world leaders, they know the dangers that are involved in trying to lead, but they do it anyway because they are willing to be that martyr to save and to serve women and children. That's what we are doing here in One Global Movement. And I see it, I feel it, and I thank God because without that, the mantle of hope would not be here. I cannot do the mantle of hope by myself. I am a child that education saved my life. And being in the United States gave me the platform to be able to talk about my story. Like you said, if we don't talk about these things, how are we going to be teaching other people? We must have experienced it. And when you experience something, you'll be apt to do it. Malala is speaking, shouting out for those that they don't listen to them.
Oh, yes.
Not because she wants to shout, but because she wants to make sure that the voices of those that are pushed and to the backwaters of life are being heard. And that's why we are here. This is so important. So you guys keep going. Let us keep going.
Storytelling is part of life, and that is what the ancestors always knew. But not just storytelling for self-aggrandizement. It's not to share every little thing. It's storytelling that's going to impact somebody else's. There was a legacy when we were talking about the legacy situation there. Which one did we do last week? And it says it's not so much about what you leave people, it's what you leave in people.
There you
Right?
go.
Storytelling is so impactful when it's meant to demonstrate how I did it and how this might work for you or something like that. Because those sharing kinds of stories, because sometimes people really don't know where to start. They literally get an overwhelm. And you in how we're living now, I can see, because I'm really telling you that video that I sent you, sister, it's really just playing in my mind, because this is a beautiful young girl. If you saw her on the street, you would think that everything is okay. And here she is talking about wishing she could climb back into her mother's womb. If that is not a cry for help, I'd like to know what is. Because of what she's facing out there in the world. She is absolutely distraught, right? And I'm sure she's Gen Z, as they call it. It doesn't matter what you label them. I'm sure she's not the only one. It's a whole bunch of them you see walking on the street, totally lost. And we're not helping because some of us are lost ourselves, or most of us are. So women really are coming up to another situation that has not really changed that much from what we know and generationally. We bear so much. It's true. We bear a lot. Women bear a lot, right? We raise children. We have husbands who behave like children. We work. We just bear it all, and we're supposed to still be strong and pleasant, never get angry, all that kind of stuff. So yes, we have to come quickly, sister. We need to work.
Yes, no, we're gonna come quickly because, like we say, life waits for no one. We don't know our tomorrow, and every time that I wake up, I don't take it for granted at all. Number one thing, if I set my foot down, and I really advise everybody to do, because people are dying every day. In my family, I don't even talk about it anymore. I don't.
Yeah,
When you wake up, it doesn't matter whether you are in pain or you don't know what you're going to eat. But the moment that you are given that life, that is a blessing to do something. And let us continue to think. We know that when we wake up, our mind is racing. A billion things are racing. It happens to me. But I have grounded myself in saying positive things, affirmation, declaration upon my life. Before you know, it will become part and parcel of your life. Your subconscious mind will take it and it will become part of your life. Those things start begin to wane away and you start calling in things that will come to you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then before you know, you gradually, and then those things that you want that are going to help you to raise yourself and your family and others, they begin to come. I remember I was at the lowest of the lows. I'm not supposed to be living. I'm not supposed to at all. But
know.
because God loves me, I am living. And I mean it because I'm the only one who is living among the young girls that were forced into marriages and maltreated. I have scars all over me. Some were stitched at the hospital. I'm not supposed to be here. And so when I see other people going through this, it hurts a lot. And I want to do a lot because I'm like, what if I'm not here tomorrow? We have a lot of talents that are buried in the graveyard. People that refuse to do things, you know? And every now and then war is here. This thing is happening. This one is happening, putting the fear and confusion and pandemonium in women and children. It's and we are here breathing, we are here eating, and we have a roof over our heads, and we are wearing clothes and changing them, and we even have the resources to spend. We need to do something, because what are you going to tell when you pass on to meet the one that created you? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? For me, I'm not perfect because I'm not God, but I know that I will empty out myself into the world of women and children, particularly young girls. And we are going to do it. We will do it, and we're going to fail our way to success, and we're going to fight along the way, but we're going to fight the good fight, because we have different ways of doing things. We're going to stick together, and we're going to do it.
Amen. Amen.
Yep. So if we don't give a voice, the voiceless is like a steel post, right? If we don't give a voice or lend the voice, if we don't do anything, we are still stagnant. And like you said, sisters, we'll still be talking and not acting. So, like I said, we are waiting for bushels. Who knows when the bushels will come? We start from small. We start somewhere.
Yes.
A dollar can go a long way. Right now, I'm trying to work with creating digital magazine, because the website we already set an appointment for, because our internet guru is coming. And Grace is coming, so that we set an appointment for when she'll be here. So we build that website together with this non-profit that is going to do it, because they've been in the thing before. And then we're going to do that. And then I want to, we can also raise money through a digital magazine and physical magazine. Because everywhere I go, if I sell those things, they're buying it just to support.
Oh, yes,
so
they will. Absolutely.
99 cents can go a long way. And then we gradually work our way up, because I am bent on going, when I have the website, everything is set, I am going to every office in this world. I am writing to every leader in this world. I am going to go to the White House. I'm going so that our leaders, so that everybody is a leader, but it will go according to category. We need to get all the police, the firefighter, we need to get people involved together. We can do it. We can't keep talking every year. Before I was born, it is still here. No. Women don't deserve this. You just talk about the girl that say, I want to go back into my mother's womb. That is how painful it is, what she's going through. I'm thinking about the only little sister that I knew that passed away at the age of 7 or 8 because she was abused. Physical abuse. And she developed a stroke and she died. And that means a lot to me. If I don't do those things, then I will never be happy in my life, to help other young women so they don't go through. But we have to help young women and young men as well, because if we help one and don't help the other, tomorrow the problem continues. And that is why we must. And we're going to be doing little by little. When this foundation comes and we start doing that, it will be so beautiful. We can't wait for no bushels. We can't. What if the bushels But if he didn't bring us together, which is the first wealth is human wealth, human resource. If he didn't do that, what we will be doing with our lives is what
Exactly.
we should be
Exactly.
asking ourselves. We
Exactly.
cannot be putting pressure on him. Instead, we put our hands together first, thanking God, thanking him and his parents and his family for even bringing this world family together. I would not have known beautiful faces and hearts like you guys here. You know, you guys are doing a lot here, but maybe you don't know, but you're doing it because I can't do it by myself. What are you doing? You cannot do it by yourself. Sister Yvonne
Yeah.
cannot do the water project
No,
by
none
herself.
of us can. No, we cannot. We cannot do it.
Our
And
our our beautiful smiles in the back. She had the program when we also had the program in one. See how God
yeah.
brings people together. If we keep doing this, God will show a way.
Yeah, yeah. I was just going to say, and as you say, rightly say about going, and I know you will do it. You will walk into all these places because yes, that's who you are. And the
Yes.
thing is, it's not, as we said over and over, it's not about the lack of resources because we know that the resources are there in spades. It's just that it's misdirected,
Yeah.
right? So the thing is, it's all about turning people's hearts or minds or whatever needs to be turned to the right direction because the money, the funds, the resources are plenty. The
Mm-hmm.
world is not lacking anything like that. It's just, it's misdirected, the lack of
Mm-hmm.
intention and will,
Yep.
because they don't see this as the major issue that it is. And then another generation goes down the tubes, you know,
Yep. Yep.
because this, and I mean, I'm not just talking about universities, this idea that the children, the young people, Gen Zs, whatever you want to call them, they are literally the next rulers of this world
Mm-hmm.
or guides or whatever you want, leaders, whatever. It's not like it's a joke. They're not on hold waiting for us to decide how we're going to help them. They are growing up and growing into those roles right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them they don't want to do the civic minded things like getting involved in politics. They just want to put their head away and not pay attention. And who is going to run the planet? The
Mm-hmm.
animals? Like when you think of those things, they lost,
They're
just
not. They are.
just
Yeah.
lost, and we're
And
part of that.
yes, we are. And I'm just I am just really asking every parent, when your child is in school, please,
Pay
please
attention.
pay
Yes,
attention. Don't let your child go for a whole week without you writing a beautiful prayer or a beautiful note or a positive something. Do not. I'm telling you because I know, because I have my son. My son is away in school. If
mhm,
I was not there, the mental illness, that's how it comes. Because my son
absolutely.
would say, "Mommy, I don't know what what I would have done without you. I have to. Good morning. Are you okay? Did you have a good night sleep? Do you need anything? You
Yeah.
can do it like once or twice a week, but depending on your child or your children's situation and how your child is taking. Sometimes they can't get to that note right away, but that note, they know it is there. The moment they don't have it, they have
Yes.
a
Yes.
kind of
Yes. Yes.
loophole within them that is so hard
Yes.
to feel. Text them.
True.
Know that I'm praying for you. I love you. I am here. I am your daddy. I am your mommy. So
Yep.
simple. We shouldn't be
Yep.
looking at those things out there. No, they're right
No.
here. We need to create them. What
Yeah.
is your culture? What culture have you built? Moral culture have you built for your children? You know, my son is coming home, but it's like the triumphant entering of Christ into Jerusalem because I am preparing it because that's my son.
Yes.
They are studying. These kids, what they are doing, I cannot do aerospace. I can do it. My brain cannot. He taught me math, but he's my son. I couldn't, I
Yes.
couldn't pass math, but he taught me, for me to pass it at a very young. So we need to really embrace these children, give them hugs, give them kisses on their forehead or their cheek, whatever we need to do.
Yep.
We
Yep.
need to let them know that they are doing great, and we don't push them. Oh, go graduate quickly because look at your friend, they're already here. You're
No.
comparing the child
No.
and you're
Yeah.
you're sapping his spirit. Let
Yeah.
them take it piecemeal according to how
Yes.
academy is very important.
It
According
is.
to how they understand it, according to how they can go, they are not in the rush because the world tells us, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. You have to compete and compare. You have to do this.
No.
No,
No.
no. So please text you, whether they are grandchildren, whether they are
Yes.
what, or your sisters, your brothers. Do make sure that you follow them around the way. You're not following them because you're monitoring them. They know that. But more
Yes.
importantly, from the cradle, from the womb, how are you treating your own child?
It's
That's
that connection, right, sister? It's that accessibility that they have to know, because it tells them that they're the most valuable thing in your life, and it should be like that. You
yes.
know, they don't make it. They shouldn't have to make an appointment within reason. You know, if you the same thing you said. You said if he's calling, you want to say, "Excuse me, I'm going to take this call," because you know he's not just going to call willy nilly. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing with Megan, and she's way older. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter. That
Yep.
is how it should be. She is the life. Life is the most precious thing. So if she's calling, you want to know what it's about, and you're not going to stay on the phone and chit chat, but you're going to say, "Are you okay?" And then they will tell you, and you will say, "No, call me back later," because it's the connection that it's human, as you're saying, the human resources.
Yes.
We give lip service about how precious it is, but in reality, we don't.
We need to practice it. I know that some of
We
us
need to
have.
practice what we say. Exactly.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to say one thing here, and then we can appreciate the audience, or you guys can say something too. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Uh, when you are with your child, we know society dictates to us what we should do, I shouldn't do. Family, no matter if your child is 50, 60, it's your child, it's your gift.
Yes.
Don't build that culture that you guys discuss things before it is done.
Yeah.
And build that culture that the kids will feel they'll feel comfortable to just rush to you and tell you anything, whether it is comfortable or not, whether it is about sex or not.
Does not
Build
matter.
that, build that. But here's the thing that I'm saying, and also watch out for your children, especially when they are young. Even when they are older, you remember there are a lot of scammers out there. There are a lot of people that want your child to do something else instead of what they love to do. There are a lot of people that want to push your child, and in a very nice way, like, oh, you think they love you. They love you. Who are they? Who are they to you?
True. True.
No, it's not everybody that says, I love you, they love you. You already know that you're loved. Number one, God loves you, and your parents love you. We love one another as a family.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. See, when children, they go to school or they go to a job or a career, they're trying to decide something, and they say, let me consult with my mom, my dad, or my parents. Some they say you are 18 years and above, trying to talk you down, make you feel bad, like you are a mama's boy or a papa's
Yes.
boy.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to those things. They're
No,
trying to divide you and your family. Don't listen to that. Don't.
that's right.
You can be 50, come back to your father and your mother and tell them things, because this is what they are doing out there. And because sometimes, like my son, because he would not have time to be checking his account, he put me on the account there. They took me out of that account, and I was controlling the account just to make sure that no scammer goes in there or something. Because accountability is very important. We account to one another, to the
Of
family.
course.
And
Mhm.
he checks mine because
Yes.
you trust your own child, you know that they can do those things.
Of
He goes to the
course.
hospital with me, I go with him. So
Mhm.
now they cut that off, and I try to go and monitor the account, and it's not there. I'm like, they said, Mommy, but he was there. What happened? They said, oh, he needs to give permission, or this and that. Doko signed this and that. He said, but what? I said, but he was there before. They said, but he's an adult. I said, he's an adult, but we are family. We are family.
Yes.
You cannot continue to divide family like that, because that is a way of dividing a family. I told the banker that. I said, I do not appreciate that, and you guys better put that thing back the way it was. So, but then my son had to give another permission. Now I can get into his.
Yes.
And
I
when he
can't believe they would do something like that. How dare them? That's very presumptuous.
yes, so he's coming home tomorrow. We're going to the bank to make sure that they write it in their computers. You do not do that. You don't.
Let me just say, there's
Yes.
a lot of, like I always said, there's a lot of adversaries out there. We know that even stemming from Ash's job, what he was doing for us. There's always people on the side. We don't see them, but they're working not on your behalf. They're working to pull you down. They're working to make sure your children goes to the slaughterhouse, just like we do sometimes.
Yeah.
So we have to be leery of that. We don't see, but we just have to, again, education comes in. That's where we have to talk to our children, as you said. You give them a kiss, even if you don't give them the kiss on the forehead, but when they go, before they go to bed, you tell them you appreciate them. I do that with my son. Sometimes he doesn't say good night, but I play the bigger person. I say good night, Ryan. Night, night, night. You know? So I know that he's hearing me, right?
Yes.
Or there are times if I'm having a conversation and he comes right in, distraction. So I will stop. I'll tell the person one moment and I'll say to him, that's not the time. I'm sorry. Like even if we have to be so nice, we still have to correct. And all of that is education. Because your own children sometimes, even if you have to look after them, whether they are 60, 30, whatever, they can distract you. They can bring something in between where, honestly, like, why this time? So you have to tell them, I'm not personally attacking you, but I'm just trying to say that's not the right time. Okay, I'll leave it, and things like that. all of these little things we do as practice is education. And sometimes, Sister Yvonne, as you said, they go to college, they go to university, they come out, they're in the real world, things happen. Because we are humans, right, in this life, especially now. So we still cannot stop encouraging them in whatever way we can. If we see a different skill in them other than what they have set in college for themselves, we can tell them, I see you do a lot of that. That might be something you might be interested in. They'll tell you yes or no. No, I don't want that. Or So all of those things we plant those little seeds.
Yes.
They might not take them in right away, but they will remember that you tell them. And then later on you see them doing that same little thing that you told them about. So
That's right.
it's spreading the love, showing the love. It can be tough love because we were taught tough. And I'm glad I was taught tough because I learned how to survive. It's called survival. So it cannot always be soft and little like,
No,
Johnny.
it cannot always be soft. They need to see
you
both
can't be that
sides of
way
the
all the
world.
time.
The world is 2 sides, sometimes even 5 or 10 sides. They
Exactly.
need to know because we're not just teaching them, oh, honey, no. You have to sometimes I yell as a mother, okay?
Yeah,
When I yell, they know that you yell with love. They know that. But you have to make sure that love is always there. And sometimes it's because of my own insecurity or tiredness, and then you transfer something to a child, but they will understand. A child, if you have been listening with your child, they'll say, Mommy, but that's not you. What happened? Are you okay?
Exactly.
They will ask you back. And now, then you explain to them. It's explanation, open communication. Communication is very important.
Yes,
Very
it
important.
is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please. The world is not good, especially for our children, for all of us. But we are adults. But we have to be the ones to set the premises for these children to be happy. We teach them the other side. This is not what you're going to be like. I just was teaching my son, as Yvonne knows, about internship, right?
Yes.
Because he thought it was just going to be just smooth.
No, it's not.
Now he calms down. Even if he's not being accepted yet, he knows that he will because it takes just one. And I went through the same process with internship. I was like, my head was burning with fire. I said, oh my God, it's almost time now. I don't have it. And I even cried like a child. And now I had to pass that on to him. I said, this is what happened. In life, you're not just going to get things right away. If you get things right away, then what is the essence of God even giving you that knowledge to do things? You know that it does not. If you don't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow. You're not in competition with anybody. You don't graduate in December, that's fine. Get the internship before you graduate because you're going to be dealing with human beings. You want to know your skills and know what you're doing very well. So we need to teach our children because we know Hollywood is no wood, okay?
It's not.
Children, oh, you have to be slim. You have to do. They go and get anorexia, bulimia. They binge, and they start throwing up, and then they get sick. No, your body, God gave you your body for a reason. Of course, we have to take care of our body, eat healthily, exercise to stay in shape. Because if you don't stay healthy, you'll be sick, right? So appreciate how short, how tall, how slim you are. When you appreciate it, but you are doing the right thing, the right things will fall. Don't put things in your brain that are not supposed to be there, but know that the world is more than 2 sides. And it's not everybody that says, I love you, love you. You need to pick and choose, but it starts with us. What are we teaching
Yes.
our families?
Yes.
What are we
Yes.
teaching the children? It's so important. And if I do something wrong, I don't like somebody to keep quiet and say, "Oh, look at Mundih. Mundih did this wrong." No, tell me, please.
Yeah.
And to be corrected, because that's the only way I learn. I've been corrected a million times. Yesterday, I was corrected at the summit. Okay, that.
That's a good one. This is why the Bible, I'm not, people don't want to hear that, some people, but I know that we believe here. So train the child in the way they should go. And the thing is, to train them in the way they should go, you have to spend time, right? Loving time, being, as Sister Melanie is saying over there, strict sometimes and loving sometimes. But then they get to know you, because even a text, if I text Megan something, she can pick up on the tone, because she knows me so well. She knows how I write. She knows the things I say. So this is what I'm talking about. Nobody should know your child any better than you. They should not.
Yeah.
Not a teacher, not a doctor, not their friends. They come from you, and they spend how many years with you, being formed by you.
And sometimes the looks.
Just a look. Megan will tell all her friends. Just a look was enough to write a whole book. She knew exactly what I was saying.
And let me tell you guys, like, I know the spirit of Ubuntu is something that exists in all Black people in the world, because
yes, it does.
Yes, it does. So here's the thing. But because of the way the world is, the negativity of the world, which negativity is part of us. We can be negative, but we can change it. We can turn it around. You go to places with your own child, no matter how old the child is, people trying to come and talk to you to put the child down. You step in as a parent, you say, come on, Al, let's go. This is, come on, you're not obliged to answer them. This is not for you. This is not who you are. You are allowed. Don't tell, oh, you're making this child to turn this child into a baby. Don't listen to that. They're trying to break your spirit. They have broken spirit. They want to bring that to you as well. Don't accept. I don't, because I'm saying this. I am a hawk. Do you know those the mother hen with the baby?
Yes.
Don't try. Every school that my son goes to, they know me there, because that's what my grandmother was doing. My grandmother follows me everywhere.
Well, I'm like the cheetah. I will come fast. Leave my son alone. I will run fast and get right there in it. But yesterday, I wanted to share something about yesterday. As we're talking about education of children. So again, they are not have to be directly related. So a mom and her son, which is like my son's age, they were there together buying food at a West Indian restaurant. Okay, a Jamaican restaurant. I like my joke. So they're standing by the counter, right? And the young man who's cashing, he's married with 2 children, but they're still young. He's still young. And the mom of the other boy was educating him. He said, I'm married with 2 children, but I'm still relying on my mom. But my mom is telling me, if she's not there anymore in this life, how am I going to stand? So I'm there. I don't know what I'm hearing them, but that wasn't my conversation, but that's me. Yeah. So I'm standing there with my head, I'm going like this, and I'm smiling at her, and she's talking now. That gives her the room to talk, right? So it's two moms, even if my son wasn't there, but her son is there, and he's looking at me with his little smirk. It's almost like, and then she's talking now to the other guy. So now I joined the conversation, and I'm saying, it's okay. Mom, I'm a mom too, and my son is like your son's age. And no, we have a conversation. Look how it happens. I don't even know them. Yeah. So I said to her, what you're doing for your son, keep on doing it. She said, oh yeah, I love my son. Nobody comes in between. I said, I'm the same here. I'm the same here. And I told her, but at the same time, we don't want to spoil them, but we're not spoiling them, but we are showing them the way of life. And we are teaching them as well, on the other hand, to do for themselves. So tomorrow when you're gone or when you're not there, they can stand strong. So Absolutely. She said she's always telling her son, and he's going, if he's hand in his pocket, he's looking both and he's smiling. So I said, son, I don't know you. I don't know your mom, but your mom loves you. I can tell. I can see that bond. So he's smiling now and he's going, but mom. And then the guy who's cashing, which is another son of another person, he's saying, listen to your mom, because I wasn't listening to my mother at first, but now I'm understanding what she's saying now that I have children of my own. So there goes education. Look how we ended up being a bond when I didn't know them. Even after they left the restaurant, Now, myself and the young man who is cashing, who has 2 children and a wife, we are carrying on with the same conversation. So now he's looking at me respectfully because what I said, it wasn't objective. It was something to help them along with the other moms. So that's how we educate people in this life.
But that's the real education with love, practical education with life sins, not something that you just go and read in a book and you start applying. I saw a picture of Sister Yvonne with Megan. That picture told me a lot, and it's
a lovely picture. I love it.
I love that picture. It tells a lot. You can tell the bond between mother and child, regardless of the age. And I will tell you guys a little story. My son used to, when he was in high school, he used to work for Home Depot. Home Depot, and he doesn't like something that to just sit. He is hands-on person running around. And so they want him to be a cashier. He said, "Mommy, this thing is going to drive me crazy. I don't want to be a cashier." So they said they were waiting for a position to open, but he can be doing the cashier thing. So he helped this Caucasian father, and the father, he didn't know that the father he just went and just stood at the side and was watching my son for more than 20 minutes. And then he came back to my son and said, "Young man, can I talk to you?" He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Can you please tell your mother that I said thank you? Your mother did a good job in raising you. I've been standing at that corner for more than 20 minutes. Shows that your mother raised you so well. The way that you're speaking, the way that you're serving people, the way that you even serve me, and you're even answering me, yes, sir." Said your mother raised you well. I said, "Well, did you take his number?" I should have said thank you to him. But thank God, because God helps us to raise. If you throw your hands up to heaven or wherever you throw your hands to, or to your ancestors, because those ancestors were there because of God, you will know how to raise these children. You will. Let us keep this thing going. And I can't wait for that time when we will be meeting these mothers in present, like really going there to meet these mothers. And that's what we're doing in the world. And we're going to do something that it will take off, because we can't just postpone things, but let us revamp that YouTube channel, and we keep going. We keep going. And
let us not lose heart, Sister Melanie. I must tell you, I know I feel what you're saying too, but the world is still having more goodness than bad, or else we would not be standing. Believe you me. We are holding back the darkness. We're holding it back. And that is why, as I said, we have a lot of work to do. And we're, what is it? The right time, the right place. This is our season, right?
Yes. Sister Yvonne, I'm never one to lose heart. If you don't know my story, I'm just talking in general as what I'm seeing.
I know, but it can get overwhelming.
We can never lose heart. Otherwise, we'll not be here.
No, exactly.
We don't there as history, and we learn from history. If you don't learn from history, you can't grow. I cannot deny that it didn't happen to me. It happened. But we are talking, we draw from there, and we build on it, and we keep moving. This is exactly what it is. Otherwise, an 11-year-old falls into a marriage to a 38-year-old man. So, and I'm here today beaten and left to die. And I'm here, and I still forgave my father, and I still fed my father. I still took my father to the hospital. I still did everything, and I buried my father. Some people say, "Why are you doing that?" That's my father. God knows why. That is the part that I was meant to travel in order to do what I'm doing here today.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying there's still more good
there's
than
a
the
lot
bad.
of good in the world. It's just few people that are making too much noise. There is a lot of good in the world, because some of those people that are even not so good, they don't know. The moment you decide to be good to them, they don't hurt you. Guess what? They start crying. They turn around. They turn around. They apologize. A lot of them, I have seen that. I have seen that. So we are on the right footing. All of us here have a story. Everybody has a story, and we keep drawing from that story. We build on it, and we keep moving. We will never. That is our history, and we're going to be reading those things in the book. You said before that we're not going to write a book. We're going to write a book. All of us, everybody contribute a chapter. Why not? So that book will just be those books in the world people will buy to know what we are doing here, and we assimilate all our information, our names, our website, and everything in that one global movement book, and then this is how that's one of the funnels of resources that we can raise through that way. So it will come a time we will do that. Okay. And so thank you guys so much. And I know that there are a lot of people here today. I'm so excited because, I got the momentum to go because I wasn't present on Wednesday. But we will keep doing what we can do.
Before you end, I want to say something, Sister Yvonne, as you talk about the book. Because I didn't come here to joke. I came here, I said, to promote myself, to lift myself up, from traveling from the Caribbean to come here. It wasn't by accident. I came here to do something good.
Yes.
And it will happen. As you're talking about a book, I took on my own, and I wouldn't say for who, but I did a book. I created a book thanks to AI. And this is memories. All the pictures that we did from one thing to the other is in that book. It costed me a bit, but they have it, and they can look back to it and see those of us who were in there contributing. And I think that was the best thing, because right after it was done on passive, that thing happened. It went down, right? So that book is there, and then we can look back at it and see ourselves. Look at how we were in that year or this year. So this is how I look at life. I do things sometimes, not only me at the back end, and surprisingly, I bring it out.
Yes.
Yep. And that book is not just about you, it's about your experiences, and experiences come with other people. And I always say every family, every parent, particularly mothers, they need to write a book. Not writing to make money, writing for your family, the family library, the legacy, because we need to write our history. Otherwise, these children, they're going to be lost. They will not know the history. We need to. I am a big fan of writing books. I wrote my first book when I was graduating from university, and I have to let Sister Yvonne audit that book very well, because I was writing with limited resources. I did not have the textbooks. I was borrowing, begging, printing some, but I did. So I am going to, when we settle and I see that some mothers and children are already smiling, then I can focus again on doing that. So thank you guys so much. This is so powerful. Just coming out naturally is the best thing that we can do.
Always, yes, absolutely.
And a pictography instead of just a full book with all these words. Pictography is good too. Picture with a person or a group, and then you put a little blog. And you can do those things too, like all of that.
Yes, we're going to do that because my unique story, and even the one we're going to write here, we're going to, because a lot of kids, it's good to write my story in the adult way. Some pictures will be there, but it's also going to depict that story in a child's way, so that children can see. A lot of them will fit their stories into that. Then it will come with graphics. My son is very good with graphics. That's why he wrote his book, graphics. When the children see it, they already know by the pictures without knowing how to read the word. They know it by the pictures.
Right. Yeah.
Very important. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, we have Sir Razeha. Thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate you. We have Kenza Mesaudi. If you're new here, you're welcome here, ma'am. We highly appreciate you for joining us here. Come again. We are here for women, children, and young people, and therefore for all families. Join us here. Remember, this stage is for everyone. If you have a story, you have anything that you want us to talk about, come here. Speak in your language. You don't have to speak English, okay? We deserve to speak. Sometimes I put words from my dialect in here, because I was born speaking Meta, M-E-T-A. Maybe we're part of the AI, I don't know, but that's Meta.
Yes, it sounds like it.
So I put that because you can never forget your identity. If you lose your identity, you lose yourself, you lose your children. That's not good. So we encourage her here. So everybody, this stage is for you. Come here anytime that you want. And the Bendranath Sinha, if you're new here, thank you guys. You're welcome here. Please do us a favor here by subscribing to our YouTube channel, sharing, commenting, and turn on the notification bell so that you will get everything. And also, I think Sister Yvonne is going to put in the chat our Facebook.
Yes.
So that you can go to Facebook. Please help us help these children in the world. by liking and following our Facebook page as well. Thank you. The managing director is here. Hello, John. How are you? And say hello to everyone and a great big welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with heart. Today's topic is I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. Who are you advocating for? Who do you see a child walking and looking for food in the garbage places, and you don't raise your voice for that child to look for food? Do you see a child that the parents don't even know what to do with that child? They can't even pay that child's way to school or learn a skill, and you're advocating? This is what Malala is talking about here, not just education in all its formats and entirety is what Malala is talking about. So thank you so much, John, for putting that in there. And please, folks, feel free to comment here in the chat with your thoughts and ideas as you listen to today's Speak with Speakers. Hashtag JJB Teen Man, hashtag Big Heart, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Speak with Heart. Thank you, John. And Shrey Ramesh Kandra, we have some very new people here. No, I think this one is an old face that we know. Welcome back, and thank you guys so much. Please do well to share and subscribe. And if you go back to watch the YouTube, make sure you also anchor your children there. We are saying something that will impact their lives, and we are also learning at the same time, because we have to keep reminding ourselves of this truth. It's not something that you do today and you don't do tomorrow. It is something that we do for all our lives. Learning is a lifelong process. All right. Thank you. And Sister Yvonne is greeting everyone here. Thank you so much for being that right-hand person that we need in times of need here. We highly appreciate you. And here is the link, the Facebook page link for One Global Movement. Please like and follow for us so that we can build more resources for the children. Hello, Abdul Sattar, sir. Thank you so much for being here. We highly welcome you. And let's go down here. We have... thank you guys for taking the time to really greet people uniquely. We appreciate that. We have Sir Didi the Pork Dash. Thank you so much, sir, for your support and love for children and young people. We appreciate you. And let's go down here. We have Sir Medan Mishra. Happy holiday. Happy Holly to you. Was that a holiday? Bring all the holidays here. If you guys have the holidays, we deserve to celebrate those holidays because we are celebrating children, okay? Yes. So thank you so much. And hello, Sir Epi. Thank you so much, sir, for always being a part of us here. We appreciate you. And okay, let's go down here. Nancy is here. Nancy, remember, you are free to come here and you're free to leave at any time if you need to go. Thank you so much for contributing to at that end. And John says, yes, it is, and they still aren't providing it. Even
I asked him about the heating. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. They need to, John. Let them know that you have me here to support you, because if they don't do that, that's how come I advocate for you, okay? We want you to stay warm, even though the weather is getting better now.
It is, yes.
Yes, and let's go down here, making sure that I don't miss anybody. We have, hello, Sir Bismail. Thank you. Welcome back again. We appreciate you for supporting children, women, and young people today. Thank you so much, sir. And we have Ojala Kuma, how are you? Thank you so much for coming back again. We appreciate your support for children worldwide. And we have Saint Tina Zemanek. If you're new, you're highly welcome into this global family. We appreciate you here with a big smile, and be a part of us here by subscribing, liking, and also sharing, also commenting. If you guys, something here that didn't resonate with you, you want to ask a question, or you want to just comment on something, you want to add, or you want to say something that didn't quite fit well into your own context, this is where we learn. We learn from one another. Feel free to make that comment. And Kay Malati, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We appreciate you. And we have, let's go down here. Ashok, Sir Ashok Kumar, thank you so much, sir, for always being a part of us here and for maintaining that kind of consistency for our CEO, our company, and One Global Movement. We appreciate you. And let's go down. Say AP says, as per OGM proposal, this week I helped a needy family to buy an incubator and 100 eggs. She is happy. Thank you so much. Do you know what, Sir AP? Eggs are so expensive now in the United States. I don't know if the same thing in Canada. It is so expensive. I've not bought eggs because I said, you know what? I can use this money to help a child. There are other sources of protein that I can use. Unless I really want to bake, then I can go for the eggs. So, yes,
Yes.
thank you so much. And thank you for doing that. And we would like to hear more of what other people are doing. For me, and I know that my fellow panelists are doing a lot. For me, I am going around raising awareness and also raising resources and also attending other nonprofits to learn from them, to see the way that they do it in this country so that we are doing it well and doing it according to the law. But the 5 Chicks per Child program is going on, the Seeds program is going on, and they're doing well. So when we have the website, we'll be seeing some of those pictures there. So thank you so much, Said.
And as you said, we can support, well, we must support programs that are already in place. So, and in Canada, and I'm sure it's in the US as well, we're getting ready to celebrate, is it Easter, right? And
Yes.
so the donations are coming out, Mission Street, this and youth, this, they're just piling up there ready to be signed and sent out because, you know, one meal or 5 meals, it helps them a lot. So, you know,
That's right.
you might think one meal won't save somebody's life, but just to know somebody's thinking about them, and they send these last little cards, and you can put your name on them and say so and so was thinking of you. So we do have some things going on, but there's supposed to be more of that, you know,
Yes,
because
yes.
people should not be going hungry in this rich world.
Yep, yep. And it's going to be, and I know you're contributing for water program, and Sister Melanie is also doing a lot of contribution. A lot of people are doing
Yep,
things.
I know,
They might
I
not
know.
be talking about them, but they are doing
Yeah.
it. But we want to do it in our own unique way here when it comes to that. And we're going to be paving a way for those contributions so that we can start with 7 of
Yes.
us. We start in those 7 regions of the world
Yep,
where we come
yep,
from.
yep.
That is when the impact will start. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And thank you, Santina. Greetings to all here. Love you all. Education is basic of everything. So the true education is important. That's what Malala is
Yeah,
teaching.
it's teaching us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And Nancy said we need to have a listening ears for our children. Some of them are crying for help, but we are too busy to get 2 to 3 minutes to listen, and we missed out, and our kids are falling. And I must say one thing here: the finances are very necessary
Yes.
to raise children to do things. But here's the thing: you cannot skip the stage of your child without raising that child well, only because you're chasing finances. You want to buy a big home, you want to buy this car, you are competing, and then you want to you want to throw the biggest party. In the end, you miss the gap of that child because you're running after dollars to fulfill a need that is not even going to serve you, and then you relegate your children. That stage will show up in life. When it show up later on in life, it's not going to be a good one for anybody. I know.
No.
So
When
it's
you interview young people, the things that they will say is that they want to spend more time with their parents. They don't the things they like the things, you know, all the gadgets. But if you give them a choice, they would rather have the time. They really would.
yes, yes. And a lot of kids, like I drove Lyft for a reason, just to meet young people and the students. And I
Right.
did. A
Yes,
lot of them, they lack that bonding with
they do.
family.
They
They,
do.
they say it. They say it. My mom, my dad, this. And one was crying, a 16-year-old, because I went to put a card at the gas station so that they can fill their tanks to single mothers and those young people. And
Right.
he started crying. You know, I
Yeah.
cried with him. I said, I am here. If you won't mind, I can also help you. You know, that's a good thing.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yvonne Finn, thanks. I am taking care of how it works for her and her family. I have future plans to upgrade it into a big
Oh, he's
size.
talking
Good.
about the eggs and the incubator. That's
The
very good,
eggs.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That is something that I can copy, because being that the prices of eggs are high, and
Yeah.
yeah, in the future, from One Global Movement Garden, which is chicken farming or whatever,
Right.
we can take
Right.
those eggs and share them. When you give a dozen eggs to a family, they will really love it. That
Of
would be such a
course.
good.
Yes.
Families, let's start contributing by pressing the big thumbs up, subscribe if not yet done. turn on the notification bell, and share with families and friends to support our children. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
And thank you, John Barilla. Hundreds of thousands of needy people are waiting for support. I am in wide range of plans to implement when situations are suitable as requirements. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Sorry,
doing that.
guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I have to join something else, so I have to
That's
leave.
okay.
Okay,
And
my dear.
because an
That's okay.
interesting topic.
It was
Yeah,
good to
that's
see you.
okay.
Yes.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so
Thank
Have a
much.
you.
good weekend. Have a good
I
weekend.
will. You, both of you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And let's go down here. We'll not be able to read all the comments. Let's appreciate our beautiful sister Kelly here. Good afternoon. Mundih, Sister Yvonne Finn, Sister Melanie, and greetings to everyone of One Global Movement. We are all, we are all have yourself a fantastic day, love.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You
You too.
too.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you so much. And now we are almost to the end. Here is a link again for you guys on Facebook, our Facebook page. And so if you say, whenever I am involved to support women, they are suffering with their kids and they never see me and living for far away from my place, picking and understanding about their plights through social media. Well,
Okay.
we are praying
Okay.
to God that we'll raise the resources so that we can start going to places, really meeting them in person. And
Absolutely.
Katik, Sir Katik, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. We've come to the end of today. Thank you guys for your patience. And thank you, Sister Yvonne, again for last Wednesday. I didn't mean to do that to you.
You're
And
very welcome, sister. It's okay. I know
thanks
that. I know
everyone. We
that.
will continue. Let us press on not to reach the finishing point. Press on to go. There's no finishing point in things
Yes,
like this.
ma'am.
We have
Right.
to keep going. Please do something in your family, in your community, and like Sir AP and Sister Yvonne and Melanie, let us bring them here and share them to encourage and to inspire other people to do the same. So thank you guys so much. Until next week, have a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. Let's hear from you next week what you did. Did you want
All
to say
right.
something?
Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. God bless.
We love you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.